All right, everybody, this is episode 36 of Manifest Mondays. Y'all tapped in with the Spot Network. And today we're going to be talking about location. You know, your geographical location, does it have an impact on your success? What does it have an impact on altogether? What does it determine? Do you determine it? All of the above, that being started, let's go ahead and kick this thing off. DG, what do you think? Does your location determine your success?
Hell yeah. Fucking right. Hell yeah. Of course, man. I think it's pivotal, right? Because when I even think about location, let's just look at just the people around you, right? I think just having the people around you sometimes plays a pivotal role in who you become. If you have people around you who are like go-getters, who are on their ground, on their edge, you're more likely to be influenced positively to grind hard and work hard. And also your location matters, bro. Just like even this is a really good story for me, right? Because I left Liberia like 23 years ago, bro, and I went back. Everyone that I left over there like 23 years ago, they are still pretty much at the same level or even worse.
Yeah.
It was kind of sad, man, because I was like, damn, bro, if I would have been here, there's a higher probability that I was going to be in a situation.
Yeah.
You know, me leaving there and coming to the US, I'm in a better space financially, to be able to like kind of like create the life I want to live. So it just shows that's really true, bro. Your location plays a big role in who you become for the
Yes.
most part. Like look at people who grew up in the hood, right? If you have people around you like gang member, people, your families are doing drugs, you're more likely that's the lifestyle you're exposed to. And most of the time kids tends to like mimic things that they see around and then that you can self-destruct. So I think it's important. Your location is important.
Thanks.
For sure.
Nah, saying, bro. I think like it's like what you're saying is like it almost whatever you're around when you grow up, it like you normalize it.
Right.
Like, you just feel like whatever you got at that moment is just like normal. You know what I mean? Whether that's like, you see a whole bunch of success stories around you or a whole bunch of not ones. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of like it's just normal. It's just like whatever you see around you, man. So I think it's super important, man. And like even like people talk about like just our network sometimes, right? Like how
Right.
you know what I mean, we just got certain people in our groups and how it's so dope seeing from a distance. If none of us go to CSU, we don't have that network.
Right.
You know, like, I never hated Fort Collins, but Fort Collins was cool.
Right.
But the coolest thing about it was like the people that I was able to connect with while I was there.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I know the time I did, I met some of the closest people, in my life now. You know what I mean? So it's kind of like it. And like when I think about this topic, I think about a couple things because I think we're in an age like a digital age where you kind of can connect with anybody online, like
Right.
dating apps or social connect. You can connect with a lot of different people online, right? But there's still no substitute for being in the room.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Different. Shaking somebody's hand, saying, "What's up, man? How you doing?" You know what I mean? There's no substitute to it. So just being in certain rooms, you can't necessarily be there unless you are there. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So
Thanks.
I agree
about that a lot, bro. Like sometimes just literally being in those rooms can change everything. You know?
Right.
I mean, to your point, I think your network determines your net worth. And so, like, a lot of the people that you're connected to are going to have an impact on your life. But also, like, I think about it, living out here in New York now, it's so interesting that, like, we were talking about this yesterday. Some people have, like, literally never left, like, a 10-block radius, right? Never, they don't know anything outside of that. They've never left New York City. They've never left, Bronx, Brooklyn, and stuff like that. Granted, there's a lot more access nowadays. You can hop on the train. You can pop over to different cities. Just on the East Coast and whatnot. But it's just crazy to think about how limited some people are. Obviously because of financial situations and just lack of resources and stuff like that. But it absolutely does have an impact on what you have access to, who you have access to, and just ultimately like your entire life, right? Because growing up in Denver, if I had never left Denver and never traveled, who knows? Like, I don't know what my life would look like at that point. You know, it's just like all I know is Denver.
True.
It's interesting to think about having lived in Dallas and now here, and lived in Vienna for 3 months. At one point in life, and just having traveled a lot to a lot of different places, and all the experiences that I got to like learn about the world and myself, in the process. But those things never happen if I never step foot outside of Denver, and whatnot. And so I definitely think your geographical location has so much
Yeah.
impact on success, and regardless of how motivated you are, how rigid you are, disciplined and stuff like that, it's not what you know, it's who you know.
Right.
At the end of the day, you could be the most driven person, but if you don't have that connection who can get you in the door,
Right.
that you're never going to go anywhere. Your wheels are just going to be spinning in circles. And I think about that. It makes me think about a lot being here in New York. Is we were just talking about it earlier. New York is just so unique because it feels like anything is possible
Right.
here. Like literally possible because it's within reach. It's right there. You're one handshake away from changing your life, and that's a legitimate concept. Like you could run into Jay-Z down the street. You could
Right.
into like a Tyler Perry. Somebody just literally just walking out. We were eating yesterday, and Jawan Howard just happened to be there. I don't know if you know who Jawan Howard is. He
He used to play for the Heat,
yeah,
right? Basketball player.
NBA player. Like
The Nuggets too.
yeah. So it was just wild that he was just like there, just casually just eating, right? Because we went to brunch, and it was like, oh yeah, that's Jawan Howard. Like, oh, that's cool. And I just think that's just a very common thing out here in New York. Because like
Did you ask for an autograph? Hey, I'm your biggest fan.
I did say what's up to him. I said what's up to him. I didn't ask him for his autograph or nothing. But I don't. Whenever I see like celebrities and people of like any kind of status or fame or whatever the case may be, I try not to like really bother them. Like I'll just say what's up, and just say, like maybe some like love or something like that. Like, yo, like just wanted to let you know. Yesterday I told him, I was just like, hey man, just wanted to pay respects to a legend. Kept sweet as that. Like, yes, as short and sweet as that. At the end of the day, that's just the power of what we do. Because the network in New York, there's just so much opportunity, so much business that takes place here in New York. And so you have access to so much more. And so that's why people always say, if you want to make it, you got to go to somewhere where people are making it, right? That's why that's why you got to go to New York. Maybe Chicago, those types of things. But you got to be somewhere where people are actually shaking and moving and doing something, like, and in the abundance too. Because takers and movers everywhere.
Right.
But somebody who excels in like Denver may struggle in an LA because it's just like it's like there's levels to it, right? Like, like you could have been the best state basketball player in Colorado, and then you go to college in Texas, like, which is a bigger network, like a lot more talent there, and all of a sudden you're a bench player now, like you're not this thing anymore. It's just because there's different levels to it. That's why, adjusting this different things and whatnot. And so I knew that in Denver, my ceiling had been hit a long time ago, and so I was glad to move on. And same thing with Dallas, and now I'm here in New York, and it's just I feel like I genuinely feel like the possibilities are like endless here. So yeah, man, I absolutely agree. I think it very much plays a factor in your success, and that's why you got to get outside, man.
Yeah, and I also noticed that when I was in New York, bro, like when I was in Vernon City, because we were upstate New York. And even though I love the country, it's beautiful, the greenery is calm and quiet. I love it. But I can see myself living here full time because there's nothing to do. There's no motivation. You can see that from the people around you, right? People that you come in people that you encounter, you come in contact with, right? There's nothing motivation. Because I ended up like, how am I going to be motivated when I'm here to do more, right? It just makes you more complacent. You just want to like chill, drink, because that's all to do. Drink beer, have gathering, I'm dead serious, bro. And I was like, yeah, I love it here, but I can't live here full
Yeah,
time because I want to be depressed. Because at the end of the day, I think sometimes being around the city, seeing people who are doing things, you are inspired, right? You
yeah,
like you have that motivation, like, damn, I want to do
yeah,
more. But if you're just in an environment and no one else is not doing
yeah.
anything, naturally, human beings, we want to be comfortable. We gravitate towards comfortability. So at the end of the day, everyone's just chilling. What's going to be your motivation to want to do more when your entire circle and family are just like chill? They don't have any desire to do more. So you have to be one of those people that you have to have that motivation to really push yourself in this type of environment to do more. So yeah,
Mhm.
and I noticed that when I was there, like, damn,
Yeah,
it's kind of crazy.
yeah. I mean, that's the being out in the country, man. It's a different lifestyle, man.
Yeah,
And I know that that's something I couldn't do until I was maybe like 70 years old.
right, right,
Like I got no desires to really just do anything else but chill at that point. That might be
right,
I'd really like consider it at least full time, right?
right.
You know, I think getting out and getting away is necessary to reset. You know,
Mm-hmm.
I think the trip that you took was very much
Oh
needed
yeah,
and a very great process, right? You
right,
know, to reset. Okay, cool. Like get away and just decompress a little bit.
right.
I think you need that every once in a while, but
Yeah, bro, I didn't see any gym. Like people, no people that are even way overweight. I'm being for real. Like way overweight in Denver. I didn't see any gym. Like anything. I'm like, damn, what do you guys do out here? Like,
they,
there's nothing. So
they ain't got
imagine.
fitness out there.
Right. How you gonna like how you gonna improve physically, mentally when you live in like you have to be one of those people who really just push yourself in a situation.
Yeah,
And something that's kinda hard, man. Like you can't be the only one if you have all your friends around you are not trying to be better. Like what I was saying, if you're in a group like if you're the smartest in the room, you have to change room.
absolutely.
Yeah, because at the end of the day, you need to be around people who are doing more and better than you in order for you to feel inspired, have that motivation to go all in and push yourself. So yeah,
Exactly.
it definitely play a
Yeah,
role.
I think it's important to go into those rooms and not be a hater either. Like some people go into rooms and be like a hater around people that's doing better, and it's like, nah,
Fact.
it's shooting, bro. He'll probably put you on if you know what I'm saying? Like, but like, really just go into those rooms being like, you know what I mean? Like, I see what these people around me are doing, man. Z introduced me to some of the people in the circle out here, and it's just like they just get into it,
Right.
like on a high level. You know what I'm saying? That like when you would talk to people, it just like almost like you seem like it seemed like such a high level that it's
Yeah.
like the six figures is just on the cool, huh? Like what I'm saying, just like all everybody, like what I'm saying? So but it's just but it's you like you said, you see what's possible being
Mm-hmm.
in some of those rooms, and it just makes you want to do more. That's why I've been feeling like here, mainly it's like a pull to just do more, scale up, think outside the
Yeah.
box, and just what I mean, and keep and for somebody like me that just like loves to grow and connect and build, and what I'm saying, like it's like a perfect place to do that. The one point I wanted to hit against that, just on the other side, is like some people actually just want to kick it and drink beer and have family gatherings every weekend.
True.
If that,
There's nothing wrong with that.
what I mean, like it's about what you want at the end of the day.
Right.
Like if somebody wants, then there's places to do that. Like that's perfect for you. You know what I'm saying? Like some
Right.
like the hustle culture, and you
Right.
know what I mean. But they like feel like they need to do it because they're where you're at. So I think on the flip side of that is we're saying like if you do have like ambition, you got to put yourself in situations to be able to like feed yourself with that. But if you
Yeah.
like, yo, I want to chill. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
it might have been somebody that was born in New York and was like, yo, this is just too much. I'm tired. I don't want to do this anymore. I didn't saved up. I want a bigger space.
Yeah.
You know
Right.
what I mean? Get around my family. I want to chill.
Right.
Then I want to look at upstate New York or something like, you know what I'm saying? I want to drink.
Right.
Hey,
You
I'm tired of the gym. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's fact.
said,
No, it's true.
said
It's
I
true.
got membership in 7 months. I might go ahead and cancel that shit anyway.
I'm tired.
No, it's true. That's a good point, Ramon, because I think you have to put yourself in a position where whatever you want to do, right? Because at the end of the day, if you, it's like you trying to find a wife, right? The gay bar is not, if you're a heterosexual male, if you're trying to find a wife, the gay bar is not where you want to go to find a wife. not for you.
It's not.
But if you're trying to find a husband, a boyfriend, then go there. You know, so at the end of the day, so that's a good point. There's nothing wrong. There's nothing wrong. But if you're someone who want more, you have someone who have ambitions and want to achieve more in life, you got to be in that situation. You got to be in places that are gonna have people around
Yeah,
you and makes it a lot easier for you to do these things. So like, if I was like, I was thinking about like, man, if I'm here, I'm gonna slack on my workout because because there's no gym close by.
Yeah.
Like, who cares? Everyone around me like overweight. They don't care. Like, I was like thinking about it. So
Yeah.
it makes more sense, whatever you want, just to be in that environment that support and foster what you want to accomplish.
exactly. You got to set yourself up for success, at the end of the day. And um, I I think what New York does is it can bring out the best or the worst in people.
Fact.
That point, right? Like you gotta foster your entire life and what you want out of it, right? You
Mm-hmm.
gotta set yourself up for success. And so I think New York is a place where it just demands so much that it's either going to make the best of you or it's going to make the and determine that, right? Like I think having seen that firsthand now and having lived here, for what, 7 months now, and it's just I genuinely feel like I'm the best version of myself that I've ever been, and only continuing to grow, right? And which I really appreciate, and I love it out here. But someone else's experience might be like the complete opposite. They're like, I hate New York. Like
Mm-hmm.
I just hate how dirty it is.
The
Like
rats.
I, I hate that. Just I don't know. Like there's all this convenience, and it's just like sometimes I just want to get away and just like be away. Like I'm not gonna lie, like my recent trip to Denver was really nice. It was nice to just like get away and relax because New York can be very overstimulating. Like it can.
Right.
There's so much going on all the time that it's just like the stimulation is just like, bro, I gotta get away. I gotta get away. And I think that is necessary. But I also do think New York and the environment, the energy here is very conducive to the life that I want, right? So like
Right.
I think it's important to just know yourself at the end of the day and know yourself and set yourself up for success in
Right.
that, because yes, your location does determine your a level of your success, but
Right.
you could still come out here to do hell too. Like you
Right.
can come out here. I genuinely think that I've done a decent job of what I've accomplished thus far. Like I haven't been here for a year yet, but I think I've been able to, create some amazing relationships. Um, just check off some boxes that, most people probably wouldn't have or would have taken them years. I mean, I get comments from friends all the time who are just like, it's crazy to see that you're doing so much in such little time. Like I've had other DJs who have told me like, bro, it took me like years of being here to like get like to get in the rooms that you are in and like, the spaces and meet some of the people that you've met already. So, but I think that's also a byproduct of moving with intent. I knew that
Right.
I came out here to New York to move with intention, to make those connections, and ultimately just foster the life that I've always wanted. And
Right.
it feels, I'm sure, he can attest to this. He was talking about it earlier, just how inspired he is. You can't help but just be inspired. I think, like
Right.
when like you're here because your eyes are just like little, like you got them starry eyes, right? Like it's just like,
Right.
man, everything is here and it's accessible. Like
Right.
it's not that it's just like, oh, you see it on the TV and stuff like that. Yeah, it's right in front of you. Like
Right.
it's right, and it
Right.
feels like it's within reach. Like it's just
Right.
a simple, step away, maybe a couple steps away. And honestly, that's the most inspiring piece about it, and I genuinely enjoy it. But like I said, it can make the best of you, or it can make the worst of you. Like I could have come out here and fallen flat on my face and not have done anything, and
Right.
you know not enjoyed my time at all. But I think more than anything, it's about your location, it's about your mindset, it's
Mm-hmm.
about the people surrounded by, right? Like it's about your
Right.
network. There's multiple pieces to it,
Oh,
like
for sure.
of course,
Yeah.
but absolutely, like it's just I don't know, man. New York is different. It really
Yeah.
is.
That's how I feel about Miami, bro. That's why Miami is my favorite city because every time I travel to Miami, I'm always inspired. Because you
Hmm.
see the glamour, you see the lights, you see like the good things that that I want. I'm like, if other people have those things, it just makes it a lot more relatable. Like I'm able to achieve those things because I'm right next to it,
Yeah.
right? Because I can see if I see Ferrari passing by over and over, it just looks so calm. I'm like, if he can buy, look, I'm barber than him, and he can drive a Ferrari. Like, what?
Diamond,
I,
Diamond will see 7 G wagons drive by like, bro, I'm getting a wagon. I'm
yeah,
getting a G.
no, for real, it does. Every time I go to Miami, bro, when I get back, my motivation is like off the roof because I'm inspired. I want to go harder because I see all these like the things that I want. So it's just good to just put yourself like it's like visualization, right? You just visualize things that you want and then put yourself in that environment. The goals now it become a lot easier that you can like conceive that it's right there. It makes it like, and you can actually rent a car. Cause like Johnny is here, cause we had a Lamborghini in Miami. I was like, damn, we driving a Lamborghini,
Yeah.
you know. So it's like
Y'all was out,
it makes it more,
y'all was
huh?
out, y'all a little bit.
Yeah, so it was like makes it a lot more easier, bro. Like you like I'm here. I can do this. I'm inspired. So I think a location is important too. And also like you mentioned one thing earlier that I want to like touch on too, like your mental location, bro. Like how you feel inside,
Yeah.
like your overall health, right? Because sometimes if you're in the right state of mind, you can be able to accomplish a lot of things. If you're in the wrong state of mind, if you're depressed, if you have anxiety, all those things, it makes it a lot harder for you to accomplish your goals. So it's not just your physical location too, but how you feel internally, mentally plays a big role in overall success and things that you're able to
Yeah.
accomplish.
Yeah.
Like that Johnny said so
Yeah.
true. Like when we was out there, man, like it felt so real.
Your mental location
That
is
was a bar.
that was a bar, bro. That
That
was
was
a
a bar.
bar.
Yeah, appreciate it.
Absolutely, man. It's just mental is everything, right? I think mental can get you much further than a lot of other things can. Like you can overcome a lot with that, but but yeah, it's just an all encompassing thing. There's so many steps and so many levels, so many aspects of success, and it's truly a journey. It's interesting to just be on that path. But I will say, just having been here in New York, I feel like I've never been closer to my purpose or closer to who I truly am, like supposed to be, than I do right.
Mm.
It honestly just feels different. And I think it shows. I think I just at the end of the day, like I genuinely, um, yeah, I believe that I'm living the life that I've always meant to live, to live, and um,
I want to just cut in here, bro, because it's been so dope to see. Like I've been out here since Thursday, man, and I seen Z do probably like 5 gigs. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
It's like, and it was like, wow, because I was just like, it was really setting in. Like, yo, Z has hella gigs in New York. Like, he moved out here to DJ and be a full-time DJ, and I'm just like there with him, like, yo, you gigging this weekend on 4th of July weekend in New York.
Right.
He said to some of the like popping ass places, like this little pier place that was like on the right on the water, and then there was just like this little rooftop of the hotel, the Moxie Hotel, and there was just hella people in there, and him just rocking that shit, and I'm just like, bro, like this is what you moved here to do, and you're doing it. Of course, we always want to scale and we want more,
Right.
but it's like dope to see like you're doing it. Did you DJ at all when you was in Dallas?
mm,
Like not one time. You lived out there for free,
Right.
bro,
not a single time.
and you DJ
Wow.
week, like what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah,
like you start seeing like
Right.
stuff like that, and it's
Right.
like you determine what the success is, but the location determines if success is possible.
Right.
If you
Right.
go to New York and you want like peace and quiet and being away from everybody, it's gonna be hard to find success.
Right.
You,
Right.
New York and you're trying to connect and you're trying to build wealth and different connections in different places. Like you said, some of the biggest companies in the world are based here. Meta,
Right.
stuff like that.
Right.
You meet and have friends that work at Google and shit like that.
Yeah.
Like it's like these are real things. These are real people that you don't even think about, but
Yeah.
they're out here moving around. And the thing I see in New York is like if you're doing like relatively okay in New York, that means you're doing really really good because it's hard.
Right.
I heard one of the dudes that we was talking to the other day. He said the cool thing about New York is you have to earn your stay because
Right.
it's hard to look like it's expensive. You have to
Right.
what you get out here. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So it's
Right.
kind of like everybody, if they're doing relatively good out here, like is earning their shit out here.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Realm that is, man.
Yeah.
So
You can't
Let,
just exist out
yeah,
here.
you can't just
You
kick
can't really just like kick. And if you are, it's hard.
Yeah,
Right.
it's gonna live
It's hard to just exist out here, like, you know, because it does. Like I said, I think New York just does demand a lot, you know.
right.
But I,
It's facts.
like I said, I think that's conducive to the lives that we want, you know. So
Right.
that's why it works.
Right.
However,
It's true.
you know, we know ourselves. That's it. We bond.
No, that's facts. But it's true. I'm sure there's a stockbroker in Kentucky somewhere. But if you want to be a stockbroker, if you want to like make good money, you gotta work on Wall Street. That's where it's popping. That's where it's at.
Yeah.
You know, I'm sure you can find some stockbroker job in Idaho somewhere,
Yeah.
right? But the probability of you finding that is harder. So if you want to like succeed in those types of fields, you got to put yourself in a position where things are going, right? It's like New York City, and that's a good thing. But my question for you guys, though, like, what are some of the reasons you think most people are not able to like push themselves and just get out of their comfort zone to like try something new? What do you guys think?
Fear.
That's the number one.
I think it's fear, bro. Like, I think to your point, you know, what you talked about earlier, like complacency, comfortability. Like people like what's easy, what's comfortable, because it just
Right.
feels you get a sense of security from it, right?
True.
You know, it's the fear of the unknown. Like, I don't know if it's going to work. I don't know anyone out here. You know,
Right.
there's just a lot that you just don't know. And it's just like, that makes a lot of people, it's that analysis paralysis. Like, you overthink it and you just end up not doing anything at the end of the day.
Right.
It's just, I'm gonna just chill. You know, and so I think that's ultimately like what keeps people from doing a lot of things that they do. Because one of my questions that I always like to ask people is like, if money wasn't a factor, like if you didn't have to worry about it, would you be doing what you're doing right now? And I think most people's answer would be no. You know, like,
Right.
if you didn't have to worry about money, single dollar ever again in your life, would you continue to do exactly what you're doing right now? I know I would. I know I would, but I am in a place that has, you know, that is conducive to that, and I've put myself in a position to, you know, thrive as much as possible out here, but I still have to go and get at the end of the day. Like it took that leap, right? There was a sense of fear there, right? You know, there was a sense of uncertainty. Now, granted, I was able to fall into a particular position where, like, I knew a couple of people out here, and they were, so I was like, I had somewhat of a network out here already, not a huge network, but like at the end of the day, somebody knows somebody who knows somebody. The 6 degrees of separation is very real out here in New York. Like, you're one person from one person away who knows Jay-Z. Like that's like his lawyer or something like that. And it's just like, bet, like, you know, cool. So, but I think the biggest thing at the end of the day is just fear. People are just, like I said, that fear of the unknown, the I'm not used to this is what keeps them from shaking and moving.
What do you think, Ramond?
I mean, I got to double down on fear, because most people operate out of it in every way in their life, right? A lot of people, like, they just move in fear, you know, in everything that they do. That mental location, I gotta add back that to you too. It's kind of like, it's just sometimes where you're at mentally is hard to jump off the porch. But, you know, the people around you might be telling you like, "Oh, you ain't shit." That's never gonna work. It's never gonna work. Like, and if you just hear that all the time, it's hard not to believe it a little bit, right? Like, as opposed to having some people around you like, "Bro, that's just fire, bro. Hey, keep going, man. Hey, my homie does this. I could connect you over there." Like, sometimes that's a big difference in, you know, in that. So I think it's another piece of that is network. It's like who's around you, and, you know, what you're putting out and what you're getting in. Instead of, I always live by the, you know, you don't attract what you want, you attract what you are. You know what I mean? And it's such a weird thing. Me and Z was talking about, like, every place that we go, we've attracted like genuine people that are like on their shit and grinding and building dope things. And it's like, well, shit, we doing that too, though. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
True.
You know what I'm saying? It's like for some, I don't know how it happens. The universe just puts you in and shit like that. So sometimes you just gotta just, I don't know, man, step off the porch and just try it, man. To
Right.
be, you know, full transparency moment. Like when I was like a kid, I had a lot of this irrational little weird fears. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
As I got older, I like had a push to want to just try things to get over it.
Yeah.
To just get up, you know what I'm saying? Just get out of it. Just take it on, because it's like you can fear something so long that you don't end up doing anything, like Z said, and then
Right.
10 years later, and it's like, you know, we know how fast life's moving.
Yeah.
And that's why it's so important for me. While life is moving fast, there's gonna be some shit that I'm doing between this.
Yeah.
Like, I'm gonna be, you know, I'm gonna look back and
Yeah.
be like, I for sure lived.
Yeah.
You know what I
Right.
mean? Last point I just wanted to throw in there is other people's opinions.
Right.
Man, I think people are so weird to like
Yep.
feel so weird about how people are going to look at them if they're doing something or trying something, and they don't even want to look like they're trying. They just you know what I mean? Like it's like they fear how they're going to look. It was the homie was just playing with me when I started DJing. He was like, "Oh, you trash, bro." And he was playing, but I was like, "Bro." I was like, man, I'm starting to try to embrace being trash. Like, you gotta be trash.
Right.
Good, but you gotta be trash publicly until, you know, up until the point where they're like, oh, that's kind of good. Oh,
Yeah.
damn. Oh, how did he get that opportunity? Oh, damn,
Yeah.
that's crazy. Hey, man, hey, you going crazy, but hey, that all the way up to legend status.
Right.
All legend status, man. So I just think, you know, getting out of like that mindset of like, I'm gonna suck at this.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
This
Right.
only it's gonna be your worst time doing it the first time you're doing it.
I agree.
You know,
Every time gets a little bit easier.
You know what I mean?
After that 0 to 1 is the hardest. You know, but every time after that, it's like, all right, cool. Like I've done this a couple of times before. I'm getting a little each and every time, and I think a lot of people are afraid to just fail. Like especially in front of other people, right? You know, like that's it's nerve-wracking for a lot of people, right? You know, like just that's why a lot of people fear public speaking, because it's just speaking on that stage in front of that many people, and you mess up one word, I guarantee you gonna remember that sentence for the rest of your life. You know, like what was I thinking? But like everybody's like that was a fire speech. But we're all our own worst critics at the end of the day.
I agree. No,
pick everything apart at the end of the day. We remember all the bad things, you know. But I think it's also important to recognize the good, and to, you know, Peace Point, it's important to surround yourself with people who do recognize the good too, and nourish that and bring that out of you too, you know, because to that point, if you have people who are just all the time just telling you like, bro, you can't do it, and all this stuff, regardless of how self-motivated you might be, those thoughts creep into the back of your head, like where it's just like,
maybe they're right.
Maybe they're right. Maybe start guessing yourself and stuff. And so that's why it's important to be with people, be around people who genuinely want to see you win. You know, I think to me it's just so wild how much people, I don't even know if value is the word, but how much they just stick around in toxic relationships. And I'm not just talking romantic relationships. I'm talking about, you know, friendships. I'm talking about like family and stuff like that. Like it's just like, you know, like you got to learn how to distance yourself and be around people who want the best for you, you know, because they're going to push you to do those things and take those leaps that you genuinely want to do. You know, you might just need that extra little push, right? You know, like, you know, for me, it was coming out here and visiting, you know, New York last summer, and it was Austin and Kevin. They were just like, you sure you don't want to move out here? You know, like, you sure? Like, shit for a long time, man. Like, you know, like if you could live in Dallas, you could probably live here too. You know, like you could, like, you know what? You might be right. You might. Like, a few months later, now I'm living out here, and I think you just need those people who, like, recognize, they see it in you, and then they push you to pursue it. You know, at the end of the day. So
I agree. I mean, you guys made some really valid points. And to add on to that, I would say one thing for sure though, people don't believe whatever they say they are going to accomplish, right? Most people don't believe it. Because at the end of the day, I think sometimes we just say things to be cool. Oh, I want to do this, or I want to like make this much money. But sometimes we don't believe it, right? Even though we're saying it, those things, but subconsciously, like we know damn well we're not going to be able to do it, right? But we just say those things just to be
Yeah.
cool. But at the end of the day, I believe that if you're just saying things without believing that you can do it, without having the confidence that you can do those things, it makes it a lot harder for you to accomplish it. First, you must believe, because I think for us here, everything that we speak or we say, we do believe those things for sure. When I say I'm bomb, I believe it. So you're not gonna tell me ugly or not kill my vibe, But I think it's just important to have like self belief and conviction, whatever it is that you're trying to do. Like believe that you can do it. Have that confidence for sure. You like maybe I might not know it all right now, but I'm gonna learn. I'm gonna like
Yeah.
put myself in the right circle. I'm gonna do whatever it takes. Once you believe that, bro, I believe that that's when those things like become tangible things because you actually believe that you can do it. Like you see a girl, you like if you believe that you can like talk to her, you that man of caliber, you have what it takes. Like you're gonna go and talk to her, but in your head you're like, man, she's probably not gonna talk to me anyway. Let me just go and try. Like with that mindset, bro, you're losing right away.
Yeah.
Cause
Yeah.
like yo, how you gonna approach her? You're confident. You're gonna probably like look down, not look her in the eye because like you believe she's way out of your league. Even though you're talking to her, you're just trying. But I think sometimes you have to like believe whatever it is that you want to accomplish,
Yeah.
and then I think it makes it a lot easier because now everything else is gonna help you work and navigate in order to accomplish that thing that you're trying to accomplish.
That's it. That's it.
That's money, bro.
Really quick, do you have to hop off, DG?
Now, I got a couple more time, bro.
Oh,
We good for a little bit, yeah.
No, that's a big piece of this thing, man. Is that circle around you is so important, man. And it's like people always ask me that, like, how do you find them? I had to double down on you got to be them, man.
mm-hmm.
Take that time to yourself, man, and kind of cut it. It helps sometimes to just cut away from everything and everybody. You know what I'm saying? Evaluate who's in your circle. What do you want to be better at? Work on it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You know, try different things. Go by yourself. You know what I mean? Because when you do stuff by yourself, you realize how you are and how you move.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If you go everywhere, you like, man, everywhere I go, everybody's an asshole.
Right.
Man, if it's everybody, it's not everybody. That's what you be saying,
Yeah.
right? Like if it's everybody, it's not everybody, bro.
That's it.
At some point, you got to try to check your own energy and be like, all right, what am I doing? You know what I mean? How am I moving in these rooms? You know what I mean? Because it's so important, bro. Just the person that you are. Like, are you even a person that you would want to be around?
Right.
I heard this thing that said like it was like she said it's hard for me to trust people that don't like being alone because why don't you like yourself? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. You don't even want to spend time with yourself, but you want me to spend time with you.
You hate yourself. Yeah, it's true.
That's the bar though.
That's heavy. You don't even like yourself enough to spend time with yourself. Then there is something that you need to work on. You know, I get it. Some people are super extroverted, and that's cool. People around, but you have to know and learn how to be okay with just being with yourself. And if you're not, then figure out why.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah. You feel me?
And I want to give a shout out to my guy Drew. He's a fire tattoo artist. Genuinely just a dope dude out in he's based out in Jersey. But he said, facts, build the experience, then you can take the experience to the next. You know? That's what it's about, man. And I lost my train of thought. We'll come back to it.
Yeah, I mean, it's true. To add on to that, something you just gotta build the experience. Because I feel like when it comes to believe, bro, when I first got my job as an underwriter, like Ramond, we just got a CNA. Yeah. I didn't have like any underwriting experience, but when I was applying for job, like I believe I know people who are underwriters. They're not smarter than me. If they can get a job as an underwriter, I know I can get a job as an underwriter. You know, so I started like I didn't have any experience. I started applying, and what I did was just like, what I got to do is like prep myself during interviews just in case. Because I started like prepping for interview, bro, because I knew I was gonna get a call. I have that belief that I was gonna get a call. Like they're gonna call me. And when I got the interview, I felt comfortable. I was like, I can do this. Even I had no experience, right? And at that time, I remember I told my hiring manager, I was like, yeah, I don't have underwriting experience, but there are other things I've done before. I never had any experience, and I succeeded at those things. So it's gonna be the same thing. I'm coachable. I'm willing to learn. Like I'm sure I can get this job done. And he took a bet on me. Fast forward 10 years now, I'm still at Delta. As an underwriter now, senior underwriter. It's like so something just
Yeah,
about belief, bro.
manifesting, manifesting. You gotta, to your point earlier, you gotta say things that you believe. You gotta say it with your chest, right? You gotta say it with conviction, man. You gotta speak these things into existence. You gotta take action. I think a lot of people have great thoughts, great ideas and stuff like that, but they never take action. Like I said, it's that analysis paralysis. They, overthink all these things, and it's just some people are just like, oh, I have this great idea, but man, I don't even know where to start with this business side of things. End up
Right,
doing nothing.
right,
I have a great idea, but I'm just sitting on it, kind of thing. And shit.
right.
The best way to learn to do something is to try to do it.
Just do it.
Yeah.
Just try it. You,
Yeah.
you definitely gonna fuck up.
Right,
But at the end of the day, you're gonna figure it out
right,
sooner. And so, like I said, I think a lot of people are just afraid to fail and afraid to take that first step because that's the hardest step to take. But I honestly, just to circle it back to your your location, your geographical location, your mental location, all of the above. I think it's so important to at least move once in your life, like to
right.
try and go live somewhere else than like where you grew up. I think that's vastly important.
It is.
I I think just I know certain friends like that have never lived anywhere but Denver and never will. And there's nothing wrong with that. At the end of the day, you got to know yourself too, right?
Right,
That's not for everyone, But I do think it is it is something that is favorable and beneficial to like try and just like do
yeah,
something, like live something, because you'll just learn a lot in the process. Like moving. Like, do you like it? Like, do you like all I've ever known is Denver, and now I go to the tropical, like I go to Miami, right? And my head's bust open to white me because I'm like, yo, I've been missing out on this whole time. I've been missing out on these Lamborghinis and these G wagons that are driving by all the time. I'm missing out on women and all these all food, and all these bomb ass like all these things that I've just been like, you only know what you know, and
right.
when you start placing yourself in different environments and around different people, different experiences and stuff like that, you take a lot away from it. So I think it is vastly important to try and just move somewhere else for that.
Right.
Tapping in really quick, Drew said million-mile starts with the first step. Absolutely. Ani said the graveyard is a place full of great ideas that never came to pass. That's a bar.
Yeah.
That's a Johnny, bro.
Yeah.
Like that's a bar.
No, it's true. And one of the favorite quote that I read from a book is like, I think it was a comparison, like a frog was in a well, and to the frog, because he's in the well, his view of the world is so limited because he's seeing the world from a small view,
Yeah.
the frame of the circle of the well. However, the eagle, on the other hand, I've been to so many places,
Yeah.
so the eagle has a whole different perspective of the world. To the eagle, the world is big, beautiful, amazing. To the frog, it's like, man, this place is like so small. I can see anything else. So that's the importance of like traveling, being exposed to like different environment, right? One thing is too that I want to talk about, like before moving to Colorado, when I was in Philly, like coming to school out here, bro, it was hard for me because I ended up like, damn, I'm about to go to Colorado. I don't know no one there. Like I'm about to like start over, have my friends out here. We talking about going to Penn State together and all that stuff. I want to be in an environment that I have people around me.
Mm-hmm.
So I understand that frustration, that pain, because it's hard. Like don't get me wrong, it's hard, bro. Because I thought about it when I came to Colorado, like I was by myself for a minute because I didn't have no friends out here. So
Yeah.
I can see why most people are comfortable. They don't want to make that leap, right? Because it comes with a lot of like isolation, pain. You got to figure a lot of stuff on your own. That's the process. That's the price you got to pay sometimes. And look at my life today. I feel like I made the right decision by moving out here.
You
I
did.
met great
Yeah.
people, great
You're,
friends. I'm sure I would have had
you're,
the same experience in Philly, but like,
you're
like I met you guys, now my circle is like a lot different. The people, the things that I'm doing right now in my life is better than if I would have stayed out there. So that's why sometimes it's important, man. Like, yeah, I understand. it's gonna be hard. It's not just gonna be easy. Sometimes it's easy. You might know all the people there. But I remember like Christmas break, first freshman year, I was at Fort Collins because I couldn't come to Aurora. I didn't have no one out here, bro. So I just stayed at the dorm by myself for the most part. You
Yeah,
know, like for entire like I don't know 2 weeks, just stay out there. So it's hard, but sometimes I believe that's a sacrifice you
absolutely.
have to make in order for you to like have a different life. You gotta be willing to pay the price.
Because that was actually going to be this thing that I talked about. People don't understand sacrifice, man, and like on that level, like anyone of any level of like immense success, they've always preached about it. You know, like I'm talking about all the people like in our generations. You know, the recent one that we were talking about the other day, was that yesterday? We were talking about Mr. Beast. We were talking about Mr. Beast. We were talking about people like Will Smith and stuff like that. They talk about Tyler Perry. Like the road to success it can be a very lonely road at times. Like there's going to be times
Mm-hmm.
of isolation. There's going to be times of just feeling like no one gets you, like no one understands.
Right.
Even if they support you, they may still just not get it at the end of the day. Like, you know, but at the end of the day, it takes that level of belief and that level of just borderline insanity to just like see that thing through. Like it's just like this idea that I have. Like I'm like, man, I may not have everybody supporting me, and it feels lonely at times, you know. But at the end of the day, like I gotta see this through, man. And it can be very discouraging at times, you
Oh
know,
yeah.
because sometimes you expect the most success that come from the people that like give you the least, right? You know, like you expect the people that are closest to you to support your ideas and your wildest dreams, and they don't, and that shit can hurt
Right.
sometimes. Like you know, regardless if we want to admit it or not, like, you know, it's like, damn, like, you know, like if my people don't even rock with me, like, how can I expect other people to rock, like strangers to rock with me, you know? But it's just crazy how support and all that stuff works sometimes, you know. But at the end of the day, man, you know, it just takes that level of belief and that level of sacrifice and that level of just dedication and borderline, like I said, insanity to just continue to persevere and just be resilient each and every day and just wake up and go get it, man. It takes a lot, you know, but um, it's a long and it can be a very lonely road.
Right.
This is I wanted to add to that, bro, because it hit me when you was talking through it, bro. I was like, I just wanted to speak for the people that if sometimes you the person and you don't even know, if you the person in your group that even if you like playing sometimes that be shooting your people shit down, stop doing
Stop doing that shit, man. Stop
doing
doing
that shit, man. And I know, sometimes if you're in your mind, you just maybe not really believe it or see it or something like that. But just stop like taking the joy out of other people's shit. Like if they like it, then you know what I'm saying? Like you don't have to like it. We don't have to do it with them. I
Right.
got friends that do anything with music, but they just like, you know what I mean? Like just support that I do it. You know what I mean? They're
Right.
just like, I see that's something that you fuck with. You're passionate about. You know what I mean? They don't necessarily have to believe in it, but you don't have to shoot that shit down either.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Just let people live the life they really want to live, and a lot of times that comes from a place of like you might not be doing what you want to really be doing.
Right.
You know what I mean? Don't shoot your people shit down, man. It's just don't be that person. Man.
Yeah, we not here. We're not people down. We're here to build people up, man.
And also, going back to the whole location thing, right? The beautiful thing about it is if you move somewhere, if you don't like it, you can always move back.
That's it, man. That's it. That's fucking it.
I guarantee you the place ain't leaving.
Yeah, just try, right?
Go nowhere. Anywhere, man. Like it's gonna be there.
Like,
You know, like
because you can always move back because you can always come back to Denver if New York whatever Phoenix doesn't
yeah,
work out. You can always come back to Denver. It's okay. Like think of like Mark is on here. Like Mark moved to Vegas. Like and he lived out there for a while. And he like I don't like it out there. He moved back to Denver.
Yeah.
So you could always like
you know,
move back.
yeah. Like it's just I knew when I moved to Dallas, I was like that was literally my thought. I was like, man, if it doesn't work out, I could always just move back. You know, and I ain't gonna lie, I'm someone who hates moving, so I'm
Yeah,
like,
he said.
hope I don't have to move back because I hate moving. You know, Atlanta, Dallas, Reno, yeah, that boy Markel's he been all over.
Yeah,
You know, so
you can always like pivot, man.
always
You can always change the plan.
like I think people I don't know like where we get this thought that like things just have to be permanent forever. Like it's just like I moved to Dallas. Like, bro, you like, are you gonna be there forever?
Right.
It's just like, bro, like I don't know. Like I'm just doing me. Like I'm living right now. Living.
I mean, I think it's like because most of the time, bro, most people we just talk about things we want to do, we don't do it. Talking about it is easy. It's easier for me to like talk about how I'm gonna do all these things right today. Oh, I want to do this, do that. But waking up the next morning, you're actually like, damn, it's 6 a.m. Do I really want to go? That's the hard part because if you look at personal development, all the stuff, most of the time we already know what to do. It's like we already have the information for the most part, right? Sometimes we might lack knowledge or not know the right, tools or whatever. But most of the time, bro, we already know what to do. And the hard part is just starting whatever we said we was gonna do. Just doing the work.
Yeah.
That we like sometimes we have all these goals. Oh, I want to read a book. I want to do these things. We know, just grab a book and read. You already know how to read. You went to school, like you know how to read. The hardest part is like sitting down and having that self-discipline to do whatever you say you're gonna do. So that's when that's the same thing when most people talk about, oh, I want to move here, I want to do that. You know how to move there.
Yeah.
You know what you need to do, but to just make that decision and execute on that decision, that's the hard part. Sometimes we're just thinking about that idea for like 2, 3, 4, 5 years. If we realize now we're in this situation that makes it harder for us to like take that leap of faith sometimes.
And just to add to that point, because like I think when the idea is big, a lot of people like get scared of it, right? Like, I remember one of my professors in college told me like college is not necessarily about what you learn in the classroom, but it's being able to take a big project and break it down into little pieces, right? So if you do have like a big like thing that you're trying to do, the first thing I would say, just write that shit down first. That shit does help, man.
Yeah.
Write it down on the whiteboard, piece of paper, a planner, whatever, and then you could Google anything. Google what are the steps to do the thing that you just wrote down.
Yeah.
What are those steps?
Right.
Then write under the thing that you want to do, and start at the top and just do one thing at a time. And I guarantee you will get closer to what you're trying to do.
Right.
Yeah.
I guarantee it, 100%. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So I had to drop a gem there because I everything that I that's kind of how I structure my shit now too.
Yeah. Right.
Shit be happening.
Life should be happening, bro.
Shit be happening. You know what I mean? So
Yeah. It's like we said earlier. It's that first step that's always the hardest. 0 to 1 is always the hardest on the scale. 1 to 2 is much easier. Like 5 to 10 way easier than 0 to 1. Like 100 to 1,000. Like it's just that 0 to 1. That's where all that fear lies. And all that uncertainty and stuff like that. And so I think it's just get out and try shit, man. Just that's just what I encourage people. Just try some shit and just do it. Just
hey, sometimes at some point, like I'm telling you, because when you were saying just try some shit, this shit has helped me so many times. If you're thinking like, should I do something or should I not? As long as it's positive, of course, right?
Right.
Thinking, should I do something? Try this shit. I promise you it works. It's a mantra. Say, fuck it. Say fuck it and just do it. And just, you know what I'm saying? And then just do that. Just like be like, man, should I? Fuck it. Like, I promise you, I really be doing that shit, and that shit sometimes just gets me over like a little hump. Like, fuck it.
Yeah.
I promise you, it helps, man. Yeah. I promise you.
No, it's true though. Just fuck it. Sometimes you just do it, man. I think just like sometimes like we like sabotage ourselves, bro. Because it's like I think just like you said, you talked about that earlier. Just the fear of failure, right? Sometimes people don't want to be like, oh yeah, man, I went to New York to try this thing. It didn't work out. I'm coming back, right? Yeah. Why other people might think of me? Now you're concerned about what other people are thinking about you. And not going to that mantra. You say, fuck it, like fuck it, like
We out here trying some shit, man.
Yeah,
I tried it, like, and that's the thing too. Like, everyone's journey is gonna look different, right? Like we were talking about that yesterday too. A prime example is like, we're in the music industry, so like a prime example, we were talking about Tupac and Jay-Z. Their journeys look entirely different, right?
Right.
Tupac died at 24 years old. That's so crazy to think about. Like, to achieve that level of success before 25 is wild. But then at Jay-Z's career, Jay-Z's what, pushing like 50 at this point.
Probably in his 50s. Yeah.
Yeah, so and granted, he's accomplished a lot and has achieved a lot of success, but his journey looks a lot different. Like I think people always, especially nowadays, like with social media and all this shit, like people get so caught up in like comparison and trying to compare. Like everyone's journey is gonna look different. Like
Mm-hmm.
I'm not saying going like do the exact same shit that I'm doing or that like Diamond's doing or that Ramond is doing. Just try some shit that you want to do and just like
Right.
figure it out.
Right.
Like stop comparing yourself and your journey and the things that you're doing or like the lack of, because you see other people doing it. Like just get out and do it yourself. Like just fuck it. Like like literally fuck it. I'm
Right.
I'm just because
Right.
at the end of the day, more times than not, you'll be relieved that you did do it. Like you
Right.
feel yourself more times, like 9 times out of 10, you feel better for having tried that thing than not having done it.
Right.
That's not always the case. There's some times where I'm like, shit, this stock option play, I probably shouldn't have taken that motherfucker. Like I'm like, but
Right. Right.
but
Right.
at the end of the day, it's just like fuck it. There's gonna be another play.
Right.
There's another opportunity. There's gonna be another place to live.
Right.
There's always just something, right?
Right.
And so I think at the end of the day, man, just fuck it. Just try it and stop
Right. Right.
and just live your best life.
No, that's true. And to add on to that too, bro, what I'm just learning from my personal life, it's hard to fail if you don't give up. You might encounter losses along the way, but that's not failure, right? You're learning from them. Because I believe like there's so many things like in my life, man, I've been trying. Like sometimes I not get the results right away, but I don't consider that failure because that experience helped me to like learn something else, and then I put that energy into something else, and I see that working. So yeah, you might think, other people might, oh yeah, you feel when you try that, but I didn't really feel because I learned from that experience that helped me with this business move that's paying
Mhm.
off. So I believe that once you're not giving up, you keep trying, even though you're encountering like obstacles and quote unquote things that might be perceived as failure. But once you're learning, you're evolving, you're not making those same mistakes. I believe that I don't consider that failure because you're still learning, you're still progressing to your goal. It's not gonna be linear, bro. Like you're not like there are sometimes some people will put $500 in the stock market and they will make like 100K. But
That's
those are
the
outlier, right? It doesn't happen. Those are anomaly, right? By the end of the day, like success, what I'm learning, anything, bro, fitness, finances, relationship, marriage, bro, they are slow and steady.
Yep.
You have to gradually put in the work
Yeah.
daily, right? Sometimes it might not work out, but you got to like constantly just put in that work over time, bro. And slowly you're going to get there. But I believe nowadays we live in this like instant gratification world that we want everything right away. If I put in the, I want it now. And that's some of the reasons sometimes we'll try something. If it doesn't work out, like, man, I moved to New York, it didn't work out. But did you really try? Did you like use all the resources? Did you give it 100%? You
Mm-hmm.
know, you just moved back to Denver after 1 month because it never worked out for you.
Yeah.
So sometimes we want the result right away. And whenever we don't get that result, we just give up without learning and trying harder.
That's it. The thing that separates the person who did succeed from the person who didn't was the person who did succeed just kept going.
Right.
That's literally just the only thing is you just keep going and the people who have achieved any level of success, especially at a very high level, understand that it was just like the 10,000 hours, the 10 years worth of effort to become an overnight success and all these things. Like it's from everyone else's perspective, it looks like you just all of a sudden just came up, but it's just
Right.
like y'all don't see everything like that all the hard work and effort that goes in just sending emails,
Right.
the gym, showing up, and just all these little intricacies, that most people won't understand because they're not on the same journey, right? But everybody wants everything now. We live in this era of instant gratification
Right.
and willing to put in the work anymore. No one wants to put in effort. No, just like you said earlier, no one wants to do the work. And it's just like at the end of the day, that's where the beauty lies, is doing the
Right.
work. Because
Right.
that's where you appreciate
Right.
the results because
Right.
you did do the work. It's just like, nah, I earned this shit. Just like P said earlier, with the dude we was talking about yesterday, you got to earn your motherfucking spot. No shit here in New York, man. So you gotta earn it, man.
It's true. Like what Kel, he said, I appreciate Kel, but it's fact, bro. Like it's true, man. It doesn't happen overnight. And then just like another real life example, bro, for our business, right? When I first applied for the license and everything, it was during COVID. Shit was so slow, right? And it's funny, bro. Like I was looking, we was paying for the house, like, and no, we didn't have like resident in the house. So overall, in that period of 2 years, bro, we spent like 48 grand, like just
Yeah.
on the house, right? At one point, I was talking to my brother, like, you're like, bro, let's just like fucking get rid of this house. We're not doing this right now, like, bro. Let's just keep on, let's just hold on to this, bro. You never know. Like, let's just keep trying. At the end of the day, we're gonna like make this back. And fast forward like 4 years later, and now we make money enough now to like cover that expense, you know? So what if I would, like, just like, because sometimes I think we perceive delay as failure, right? Because it's not happening right
Yeah.
away. And then, oh, we failed. No, bro, you didn't fail. Whatever it is you're working on is being delayed a little bit, right? Just keep working on it. You're not failing yet. Don't quit. Don't
Yeah.
give up. And I was thinking about it, bro. Who would I give up? Like, man, F this, right? Imagine I was trying to like get a house again, trying to buy a house with all the high interest rate and all that stuff. It would have been a lot harder. So now I'm thinking about like, damn, I'm glad that we made that decision. Even though at that time we were spending money that was like, bro, like we didn't know how we was gonna like make up for this and like get over this hump. At that time, it seemed like we were kind of like failing because we wasn't profitable, right? But now looking back into it, it's like, damn, I'm glad we made that decision because now we are profitable, and that decision kind of like help us right now, made things a lot more easier from a business perspective. So
Mhm.
sometimes, like, yes, delay is not failure.
Delay is not
You just gotta keep going, you know?
the bar.
Yeah.
DG dropping the gems. You dropping the
Come on,
diamonds today.
I appreciate it, man.
The diamonds today.
Because I was thinking about this thing today when I was doing like finances, bro. I was like, damn, I was just going over the number. Like, bro, we spent like 48 grand on this
Yeah.
house. Like money that, you know, now like, damn. But now looking back, I'm like, bro, it's just like, it's crazy. Because it's like sometimes, bro, that's how most people give up, bro. Imagine if we would have given up, man. You know, like, because sometimes you might have a plan. You like, let's see, you're a personal trainer. You're not getting clients right away. You're like, no, I'm not doing this.
Yeah.
You're a DJ. You're not getting gigs right away. You're like, bro, maybe I should try something else. Keep trying, bro. It's
Yeah.
just that progress just being delayed.
That's
You're
to
gonna
be
get there.
honest, almost with anything in life, if you try something new, you're gonna get set back before you move forward. I think in our mind we just think like this is the ground floor and I
Yeah.
move up. The truth is there's a basement.
Mhm.
Yeah.
You don't have to go down even more and get set back, and it's
Yeah.
gonna be slow, and then you can finally start moving up, man.
Mhm.
But you know, it's gonna always be a setback before you can move forward for sure.
Mhm. It's gonna be a road. You know?
Okay.
Just like you said earlier, I think people expect like it to be this linear path to success, and that's not what it is. It's not. It's
Yeah.
not, it very much moves like just like the stock market,
Yeah.
right? Like like you have your green, you have your green days, you have your red days. Like is that chicken of twists and turns and whatnot. But at the end of the day, man, it's just about keep pushing. If I ever get to a point of giving up or appear to be giving up, slap me.
I
Give
will. Trust
slap.
me. We don't do giving up. We don't have pity parties over here, bro. Now we don't do that.
We don't
You
do
know for sure. Now I'm not someone that you're gonna call me and like, oh, bro, nah, stop.
back to it.
Lock back in.
Like back in. I will listen, but we're not crying. We're gonna find a
Yeah.
solution. Because I know that most of our problems, bro. If you look at it, most of our problems, there are solutions for it.
Yeah.
You know, because I think even like we can even dive in deeper, bro. People who are like suicidal, right? Because sometimes it could be like mental illness, whatever. But if you look at it from a bigger perspective, they need help. Like suicide is not the end goal, right? Because they don't perceive help right away. That's why sometimes they take that drastic approach. Like that problem is temporary. It can be fixed.
Yeah.
Whatever problem we're going through, bro, it can be fixed.
Mhm.
Like anything, man. Once you're alive, if it's not like a serious, complicated health problem, we can fix all these things, bro. It just takes time.
Mhm.
We just gotta like build ourselves up. But sometimes we just quit and give up on ourselves.
Yeah.
We try something new, it doesn't work, we quit. But we're not quitting over here, bro. We're gonna get in 2024 and 2025.
City boys up, baby.
Yeah, like Kel said, it's not linear. I'm still experiencing downturns. Facts, bro.
Yeah.
Be up right now, but you can still go up
Yeah.
for forever. It's true.
Yeah, man. But at the end of the day, we still persevering, man. We still persistent. We still just at the end of the day, we still getting it, man.
Yeah.
We wake up and get it every day. Like I said, you have your red days, you have your green days, but at the end of the day, we just keep going, I'll be here. I'll be right back here tomorrow. Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
because but not to you because we're about to wrap it up, right? But if you look at life overall, bro, life there's gonna be rare days in life. There are
Hmm.
gonna be a time that people that we love and care about, something traumatic is gonna happen. We all know that. It's just like when, it's like when, like we know it's
Yeah,
inevitable. It's going to happen. Like life in itself is gonna have rare days. So why make you think that anything else you're doing is just gonna work out and be perfect when life is not perfect, bro? Like at one point, people that we love and care about, there's gonna be some things that's gonna happen.
yeah. And that's why honestly we know shit's gonna happen. So like that's why it's important to what we were talking about yesterday was you either let life happen to you or you make life happen. Like
Right.
you gotta choose. At the end of the day, life doesn't stop for anybody. At the end of the day, like you either just like let it happen to you or you make it happen. And at the end of the day, it's just which do you want? Which
Hmm.
do you prefer? And so shit, I'm just glad to be surrounded by brothers like yourselves and just amazing people who at the end of the day we're out here making it happen, man. Just one day at one step at a time.
Yeah, New York looks good on you, bro. You glowing out there.
See
I'm being for real. You looks happy.
Stop it. Oh, wait.
Your hair looks more curlier. Everything.
There, girls is curling. Shit. Okay.
Nah, bro, it's good. It's good on you out there. I'm loving it. I'm loving it that you're doing things that you're happy. Because I can tell when you speak now, your passion compared to when you had your account manager's job. Like
It's
the
funny because
two.
he was like, bro, like your life literally did a 180 from Dallas to New York. My life has been a complete 180, bro. Like
Right.
I, I was so much in a different place, like in Dallas. Like, granted, like I think that chapter of life was necessary,
Right.
right? But I was so far removed from like who I am now and like my purpose and my passion that I feel like I had lost a sense of myself, right? Like
Thanks.
like I didn't feel the same. I don't know. I just didn't feel that same pep in my step or like that same conviction in when I talked. Like at the end of the day, but I think when you align, P was talking about this earlier. It's just like when you align with your purpose and your passion, the universe conspires in your favor. God conspires in your favor.
Yeah.
Because God and the universe want to see more of that, right? They want people to be the true essence of who you are and what yourself of yourself. The God in the universe wants that, man, and so like they're going to reward that activity. So take those leaps of faith, man, and just trust your gut. And at the end of the day, just I took just a random on a random win. Just was like, fuck it, I'm just gonna move to New York. Like P said, fuck it, I'm moving to New York. Like and just I think honestly, some of the best memories come from those fucking moments. Like like for good, for better or for worse, right? Like there's some fucking moments where I'm like, yeah, I probably shouldn't have done that, but like
If you didn't do it, you never know what happened.
exactly,
You know
exactly.
what I'm saying?
Fuck. So
The crazy thing about what you said, DJ, about like the glow between, like, you know what I'm saying, after he moved,
Right.
is I can go back to episode 1 of Manifest Mondays, and he was still out. You could see that
yeah,
this shit
yeah,
happened. We started what almost a year ago, probably what
Right.
in September last year.
yeah, yeah,
You know what I'm saying? And you didn't move to New York, and then
yeah,
leave the job until like the end of that year.
yeah,
So this happened in real time. So the dopest thing about this is like you could go back through these episodes and some of the shit that we're like doing, we talked about in this.
yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah,
So then you just see the change in real time, bro. So
yeah.
that's dope to see, man.
It's dope, man.
Yeah.
And we here every Monday, man.
Come on, we
You
back
know,
at
Yeah.
every Monday, man. It don't
it.
matter, bro. Holidays, whatever. We here.
Kel said your hair do look sharp. I'm telling you, man.
Kels, shout out to Kels. He used to cut my hair too, man. But
Come on, you should go. I had hair at the time too.
He said it don't get cut no more, but
They don't leave, bro. Yeah, I mean, sometimes like you say, it's all about doing it, bro. Because you mentioned that. Because like, I remember when you told me about New York, bro. It was just randomly like, bro, I'm moving to New York. I'm like, really? You're like, I'm going out there. I'm like, yeah. I'm like, bro, do it. That's
yeah,
opportunity. Like, do that shit. And now look at
yeah,
you. Like, I mean, it's funny though, because some people would have sat on that thought for about like a year, bro. They would have went back to Dallas and just sat there. I want to move to New York without coming with a plan to make that decision happen, right?
yeah,
That you would have sat on that idea, but you went home, you thought about it for a while, you figure it out. Obviously, you need a plan. You feel like this makes sense. If I sell my house here, figure it out, boom, 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 I can make this work. And you
yeah,
did it, and now look at you.
yeah.
You know,
And what I encourage people, anyone who watches or hears this, just take that damn leap of faith. You know, just you always want to have a plan, but like sometimes you can plan as much as you want. You can be the best planner and never take action. At the end of
Right.
the day, plan never works if you don't take fucking action. So
Right.
you got faith. I think about people like who is it, Taraji P. Henson. You know, she talks about her journey to success, and you know, she moved out to LA, you know, to pursue her acting career, and she had like $21 to her name in her pocket when she moved out there, and had a child too. Like went out there with $21 in her pocket and had a child. Like that's so crazy to think about. Like just when you talk about taking a huge leap of faith. Now I'm not saying everybody should just be going out there with
True.
$21 and just moving to LA. I'm not saying that, you know, but at the end of the day, I think we talked about it earlier, just that belief. If you have that true belief in yourself and your vision and your goal and whatever your is, see it through, man. Just try it. Just try
Right. Right.
it, and you'll enjoy what comes on the other side of that. I promise you. So
Right.
that's all I gotta encourage people. And move somewhere else, man. Move your ass somewhere. Don't stay in one place. Don't stay stagnant for too long.
And so I'm my closing remark, man. I feel like, yeah, if you have family and kids and all that stuff, right, it can be a little bit harder, right?
Yeah.
That decision you have to like, go back and forth with your wife, your significant other. However, there's a lot of single people who don't have nothing to lose and they're still stuck, bro. Like, how are you like the single guy? You want to do this shit and you like stuck when you don't have any responsibility. Like, it's just you. Go to Alaska if you want to go fishing. If you want to be a fisherman, do that stuff. You're a single man. You have no kids. Like make that thing happen. Like why are you like being hesitant when you don't have no one else that your life is actually impacting right now? Because like maybe if you have kids, maybe you would have thought about that decision a little bit more. Oh, my kids are in school here. I don't want to take them away and start a new school over there, bro. But you don't have anything. If you're watching there, you don't have anything. Like if you want to make that leap of faith, don't be afraid.
Yeah.
Do it. Even if you have kids, family going on, if you want to make that leap of faith, figure it out and do it.
Yeah.
But that's it.
That's it. You got any closing remarks?
Nah, man. Like I said, man. I think the biggest thing is like just try it, man. That mantra, fuck it. Say fuck it and try something different, man. Like you said, like what the whole episode is about how your surroundings can affect your success and how your life looks, man. So you know, if you can't change your surroundings, change it. You know, maybe the people around you, and change your mental location.
Your mental location.
You know what I'm saying? And if you do change your mental location, it'll be easier to change your actual location too. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Yeah.
Try something, man.
Yeah, try something, man. And shout out to y'all fellas, man. I appreciate y'all. You know, like I know we talk about it often, but man, I appreciate having such solid dudes around me, you know, who encourage me, inspire me. So shout out to y'all, man. And also shout out to Kels, man. Kels always tapped in, man. He's been tapped in since like episode 1, man. Like always tapped in. So huge shout out to Kels. He said y'all really did what y'all said y'all were gonna do, and we out here doing, and he's doing it too, you know. So shout out to
yeah. Kels is doing good. Actually, I ain't gonna lie. Kels like a couple weeks ago, he took me to church, man. Like Kels been inspired me, like just from like a guy. Like when I talk about people, in a relationship, marriage, like Kels is one of my friend, bro. I look up to. Like I'm saying this, like I'm inspired by his marriage, his family. Those are the things that I look up to. Like okay, I want to like accomplish something similar to my bro. So Kels, bro, I'm proud of you, man. You're doing great. You're a great man out there. You're a leader, bro. Like I'm looking up to you, bro. Like keep doing it.
And we echo that sentiment. We're proud of you too, bro.
I promise you.
That's it.
Yeah.
All right, fellas. Well, y'all be safe, man.
Adios.
Yeah, be easy, man.
See
Sure.
y'all later.
Yeah.
All right.